Did you do any research? Because like the other half was, I mean, it was billed kind of like as the male View. Like, did you speak to any of like Barbara Walters or anyone who worked at the View?
I did the View after doing Breaking Bonaduce. Barbara Walters said it like, well, I will not speak to him, and walked off because they had seen Breaking Bonaduce. That's what we wanted to talk about. And then it got in their head, oh, this is real. This guy really did this. This guy really, got really drunk, got in fistfights. I'm not talking to him. And the rest of the show talked to me, and they really loved me. But she doesn't know if she loves me or not because she didn't take the opportunity to speak to me.
So like you were on the View, the panel, and just Barbara was backstage somewhere?
Yep, that was it. And oh, by the way, if they wanted to take a dime, if they thought I was ashamed of that, every 5 minutes during my interview, I'd go, "Huh, I wish Barbara was here. Why the hell do you think Barbara Walters is not here?" Because I wasn't ashamed. I made her mad enough to quit her own talk show. It was great.
Wow. Well, I mean, you hear all these things throughout the years on the View, and there's rumors, Barbara wouldn't put up with what she didn't want to. So there you go. It is kind of a badge of honor.
They're having a little to do with Whoopi Goldberg right now.
They are.
They suspended her for 2 years. That's kind of childish, but if it'll get her back on TV, because that's where she was born to be.
You don't think they should have suspended her?
I don't know exactly what she did. I got the idea of what she did, but you can make a bunch of mistakes. And here's the thing, Whoopi won't cry stupid. I'd have cried stupid. I'd have said, oh man, I was growing up. This is what I learned at school and in church, and I didn't know what hurt anybody. Said, I am so sorry. And if I can come over and mow your lawn, I will do that. That's what I would do. Whoopi, she said sorry, and she'll be back in a week.
You think she's deaf? Because like you look at like a Sharon Osbourne who also won't cry stupid. Sharon's like, I'm not apologizing for this.
Sharon's great.
She doesn't, I don't think she cares. I think
She doesn't. If you can hang on to being married to Ozzy Osbourne for 20 years or whatever it is, you can take anything.
Sharon's tough, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about, you have your own radio show. Like, what do you think about, cancel culture and where we are? Like, you say a lot of things during the day. I say a lot of things.
Hate it, hate it, hate it. If I could be taken to task over all the stuff I have said on radio, but they separate that a little bit, although Joe Rogan can be considered in radio. But once Howard Stern broke loose, you can say anything you want, anytime you want it. It's changing now, but I don't like it when, they had cancel culture, and I learned this minute, so if I don't have information. But my opinion is they had cancel culture on Governor Cuomo. Yeah, Governor Cuomo. And he stood his ground. He had to get off his job because, it's just too confusing. I watched the news this morning. He's coming back. Everyone, yeah, okay, apparently everybody says everything about everybody. You don't have to fire a governor.
I think we're in a strange state now.
I agree with you, man. I spent, and less now, but when this all started happening, I was fairly afraid. And what I did is I got down on both knees and I said to my wife, here's the things that I have done. There's no way that that's not going to come up. And they didn't come up, and I'm guessing just I wasn't important anymore as well when the deeds and things did. But yeah, I fear cancel culture. What about Dave Chappelle? I don't even know what he did, and there was a protest outside his door.
This world is very sensitive. Like I'm the type, whatever I am, like I'm gay, I don't get offended personally. That's just me.
You gay?
It's shocking. I know, Danny. I know. Like we have a big reveal here, 40 minutes into the show. I know. But I don't get I truly don't get offended. People are like, but if they said that about this, I'm like, no, I just don't get offended. That's me.
But I don't think but a lot of these people are not mean-spirited. They're stupid. So
right.
I think your feelings, you look at it and say, oh, you're stupid. That means nothing to me. So to a guy like you, somebody would have to try and hurt your feelings, and I don't think you'd take it. I think you're the man.
Right. And then there's people with like
romance.
Say it again.
I said, you're the man. And then I said, ooh, it's almost romance.
I'll take it. But no, I mean, that's different than people with like, pure hate in their heart. Like everyone gets offended. But speaking of Stern, like you have your radio show. Like, what do you think of Howard? I mean, he's just a genius, right?
You know what? He had a big part in getting me started. And I could never say anything negative about the guy because this has been great. And this turns into it's a 30-year run. I've been on the radio for 30 years.
Wow.
Now. The Partridge Family was 4 years. 4 years. I'm on the radio, and I make a lot more money than $400 a week now. Know everything about, and a lot of that has to do with Stern, and God love him.
What do you love best about your job in the radio?
Um, I, well, it's the way I do it. A lot of people have said that what I'm about to tell you is a lie, and I've got people who can back me up. I don't do anything. I walk in, I turn on a microphone, I start talking. I have no notes. I don't know what's happening next. I like it that way. Don't you think that you and I are getting along quite well?
Absolutely.
That's a radio show, man. Put a big microphone right here, and we're doing a radio show. And by the way, we're good at it. I think this is going really, really well.
Yes, this is going well. Yeah, I'm like, I do a combination of like prepare and know everything about you, but then just kind of let's see where this all goes.
Where that works. I noticed it because a lot of the things you referenced about my early career, aside from that reference, haven't really come up. You thought to yourself, and I don't mean to tell people what you thought, but just I think you thought, oh, this is great. I don't need to do all that other stuff right now. I don't need to know that Danny Bonaduce was on Bewitched twice. I need to know if I speak to Danny Bonaduce, he's going to speak right back at a pace that is really good. I think we're having a very good pace here.
And I like getting in people's like minds, you know, of just like I said, like fame and celebrity, just like what it all means, you know. And on that note, like, you know, you said like there's nothing that's been said about you that, you know, have you ever read something though that's.
So, let me just say this real quick to your point. I have a tendency to forget things these days. There's not one nasty word said about me or a headline in the National Enquirer that wasn't accurate. They were all right. They were, if you look at my book, I'm sure you can find it somewhere. It's me on a bar stool reading the National Enquirer, and it says Danny Partridge dead broke and starving. Danny Bonaduce living on Sunset Boulevard. They were all real headlines. I picked them myself, and so I don't have a secret in the world, and I don't want one.
It's much easier that way, right?
Yep.
Do you ever read something that like, you know, or what do you think is like a misconception of you? Or no, there are none. Everyone, like, you know, when you hear people, Danny's this, Danny's that, do you think certain things people get wrong?
Yeah, but I think if you talk to 100 people, they would say that guy's really smart. That guy's really clever. Now, one guy would say he's disgusting, no talent. You know what? I can probably get more out of the disgusting, no talent than I can get out of the other guys. But you know, people have their ideas about me. Some of them correct. But I don't take any of that, I don't know if this is even an expression, to the bank with me. I just do what I do.
That's good. Do you ever get like tired of, you know, you go to these celebrity conventions, you know, like you've done a lot of things in your life. You've done a lot of guest starring roles. I mean,
I've never done one, and I'm doing one next month. My wife made me do it. Why? Because I can say this in one word, guarantee. Apparently you can make a lot of money doing those autograph shows.
you can make a lot of money. I think it's probably an easy day. Maybe not everyone in your position would agree with me.
It's a weird day, but people are there to spend money to tell you how much they like you. Okay, I'm good. There's, it's weird sometimes. And I said I won't do it. Please don't make me do it. It's too weird to do it. You're my favorite guy. I grew up watching it, and then to pull $20 from his hand, it's too obscene. So my wife becomes obscene and collects the money.
That's how it works. There's someone, good cop, bad cop. And from my experience in going to them, it's whatever money you think. It's like the people that are there, it's like they can't say no. For like $20 more, you get this. Then it's not even like you're trying to take advantage of people. It's just they feel like this is their moment with you.
This is what I was told with kind of a cringed face. The guy said, they're dying to do this. Why would you not do this? This guy is going to carry around this moment forever. Take his $20 and say thanks. And that's what I did. And it came out to like $7,000 on a Saturday afternoon.